it's Romy, Aries. Thank you so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. This is your December 2020 soul story. So if you have an Aries sun, rising or moon, this is a general reading, but it might resonate for you. Be sure to check back in throughout the month as some of the insights and messages may start to have more resonance for you as the energies continue to unfold. I hope you enjoy it. I really appreciate you being here and supporting my work. And let's go ahead, get started and see what's going to come up. Aries, so we're into Sagittarius season, fellow fire sign, and Sagittarius energy brings a beautiful trine to you. So it is going to feel that you can finally start to breathe into different areas of your life that have felt very stuck or stagnant. In fact, actually, as we welcome both Jupiter and Saturn moving out of Capricorn that have been making, these extraordinarily tough squares to your sign, you are going to feel very, very different. And I think that sense of clarity is going to make such a difference to your experience of the month of December. And one of the things that came through really strongly as I was connecting into your energy was about the way that you gain perspective on what unfolds in December. And what I mean by that is that it's set to be a month where all sorts of things are going to happen. Weird, wonderful, crazy, chaotic, very disruptive. We have an eclipse, we have a powerful historic Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. And it would be very easy for you to get caught up in the gossip, in what people's perceptions of what it means, of the doom and gloom, or of them taking like the worst possible case scenario. And what you're being invited to do is to stop and reflect and really ask yourself, okay, what does this mean for me personally? Has it changed anything? And if so, what is the highest perspective I can find in this actual moment? And if you move forward through this month of December with that as your mantra, that as your motto, Aries, it is going to really transform the way in which you see things. Because what the guides are telling me is that there are so many blessings that are coming forth and that you can reconcile even amidst the chaos, even amidst the disruption and the change that sometimes these eclipse energies can bring. And, perhaps some of that might be directly affecting you, and perhaps some of it, you're more on the periphery and watching it unfold. But it is important to really understand how it's helped you to change, what it's helping you to see or understand for yourself, because the Page of Swords, which is what we open up your December reading with, is all about that curiosity. It's about a hunger and a thirst to know, to be educated, to be searching and researching and really trying to understand different narratives, different storylines, and to communicate differently, And this is very much going to matter so that you are not absorbing and taking on the projection of what other people have decided this means for you and your life experience. Because actually, if you can trust in your own instincts, you are going to be able to walk through whatever is coming forth and delicately balancing this balancing act that she's doing here whilst holding all of these light bulbs, whilst reading this book, is quite an extraordinary feat. But you're going to just almost gain that inner strength because of the way that you approach it. So it really matters, okay? You're going to have clarity. We've got Mars, powering forward, directing your sign now. We're coming away from all of this difficult Capricorn square energy with Saturn and Jupiter, moving into Aquarius, far lighter for you. You are being invited to think about the way in which your choices through this month have significant relevance to what you have been through. So what I mean by that is it's unlikely that the way you would come to a decision or what you may in fact put into motion in the month of December, or certainly from a planning perspective decide is the way forward, could not have possibly happened or, resulted in this way had you not been through what you've been through. Healing yourself through the course of this year and what that's meant to you on a very personal level has improved your life, even if you are yet to fully see the physical kind of reality of that. You just wait and see as things start to knit together in really wonderful ways over the coming weeks, because this card of the Chariot coming through is saying, now it's time. Now, all of the planets except Uranus are going to be direct through the month of December. Chiron moves direct on the 15th. And it's really going to feel like, okay, now it's good. Now I can feel like I've got like a clear path to get going with something. Now, of course, through this month, there may be restrictions, there may be limitations that are being put upon you, and yet inherently you are free. You are still free to think, to imagine, to manifest, to visualize, to put plans into motion. And so this journey and aspect of the Chariot is really calling forth that strength of will to say, you know what, there's no obstacle in my way anymore. I'm not letting anything stop me. If I can make it through a year like 2020, then frankly, like I'm good to go. And with that, there may be a change in direction, a swift change in direction. It may be that things are happening or unfolding very, very quickly through this month of December, and it takes you by surprise. You know, these eclipse energies can sometimes bring in one big boom or three things in very quick succession, and you may have already felt into that. You know, sometimes the energy plays out 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time, and obviously we already had that Gemini lunar eclipse end of November. Of course, if you're watching this early, it's yet to transpire, so make sure you pay attention to what's surfacing in and around that energy. But you know, we make our way towards this absolutely historic date on the 21st when the sun moves into Capricorn. We're celebrating the solstice energy, and then Jupiter conjuncts with Saturn in Aquarius, first time in 600 years, and really incredible time where actually everything is lit up for you. Look, Queen of Wands, your energy here, Aries, and inviting you to look at what's crumbling, to look at the opportunities that are being presented as a result of that, to look and see where the stress points are kind of birthing something new within you. And to recognize that, you know, at the same time that that powerful, potent energy is taking place, we have this beautiful alignment with Juno and Pallas Athena, these divine feminine principles stepping forward, helping us to balance out our divine masculine and feminine. And I kind of like that, as we have the masculine energy atop the Chariot here, powering forward with these horses, you know, which are completely free. They're not bound by any reins, you know. In fact, he's absolutely inviting the forward motion just by the power of his thought almost. And there we have the Queen of Wands, beautiful, divine, feminine, manifester, rich, creative energy, holding the spark of something exceptional in the palm of her hand, and almost looks like the light and the colours blend with one another so beautifully, these oranges and purples, so they are inextricably linked and connected. And so something about this powerful forward movement, this fast change, this success, this victory that you are seeking and is coming towards you, it's inevitable. You know, the energy here is absolutely inevitable, and the way that you can embrace it and harness and make it work for you this month is by deploying this Page of Swords attitude, openness, curiosity, communication, being open and free, and really kind of allowing yourself to explore. So we have the card of Emperor coming in, cardinal energy, wanting to deliver a little bit more of that sense of security, that sense of putting some structure and order to things. And that's not actually unwelcome, because some of the kind of frenetic, chaotic energy that's going to come through with the Chariot, and certainly going to be felt with some of the astrological activity this month, the Emperor coming through as that kind of steadying hand, reminding you what it takes to find the right approach, to use your strategy well, to make sure that the moves that you are making at this point in time really serve your highest good, and to really help you, like we said, gain perspective on a situation, okay? Now, strong authority figures, bosses, husbands, father figures may be very significant through this month of December for you. Certainly communication opening up and something being discussed that is of validation, I think, in some way for you. Now, maybe that validation is confirming something that isn't necessarily what you wanted. Maybe it's validating something in order for you to be set free and powerfully move forward. What you need to understand is that regardless, this unfolding of events is all conspiring to help you with your own spiritual growth and journey. It's not working against you, it's working for you. So again, gain perspective. What does it mean for you? And really take time to think about that. Your choices now are so, so important in this really powerful portal of change. There's such an awakening energy happening, and your spiritual growth is being highlighted so beautifully with this Seven of Cups. Now, Neptune moved direct as of the end of November, and it really helps our imagination to start to feel much freer than it has for some time. That artistic expression, anything that you want to do creatively in your life, in your business, if you want to look at new solutions to old problems, trying to get some sort of relationship back on track or find a different way or a different approach, this is all looking much more positive and feeling more positive than it has for some time. The thing you need to remember is that this is a time when you're supposed to be making deep connections, not deep attachments, you know? And the Seven of Cups is wanting to call you out where there's any sense of illusion around what is healthy for you at this point in time. You know better, Aries, so do not try to step back into old ways of doing things or with relationships that are not healthy or serving you. You can't possibly make deep connections with people if they're disconnected within themselves, you know, and I think it's very clear for you where that is apparent. And so taking a step back and really understanding what you need to do in the moment is really going to help you from making any kind of a decision that you might later regret or wish that actually you'd just given yourself a little bit more time to see how something unfolded. And here's the thing, there's so much change happening through December. I wouldn't want to be betting on one single outcome either. It's almost like have a whole series of things. Everything exists, all bets are off, everything's on the table. The thing that you need to be most secure about is that you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay regardless of anything. Because when this energy of death and rebirth steps forward, something is coming to a point of closure and ending in your life. It has to happen. We're coming to the end of an era. We're working into new energies. We're going to think and feel differently than we ever have before. And that means that you have to allow the change to happen. And that can feel super uncomfortable, you know, and at times feel like we're a little bit powerless to it. We're not though, you know, and if you can step into that energy of your natural fire, that beautiful Queen of Wands that's saying, look, you know, I've got the answer here. I understand how this works. I just have to focus on my own thought forms. I not have to get caught up with, you know, anything outside of myself that's trying to show me something that is a false reality. You know, that death ruled by the energy of Scorpio is a profound rising, you know, phoenix coming out of the ashes. And it's just like the spiritual awakening is so strong for the collective. But regardless of where you are on your own individual journey, even if you've done so much work already, still you will find more enlightenment. Still you will feel more connected than you ever have before. Now, the energy of temperance coming in here wants you to keep things again in perspective. Give yourself time to have some moderation. Don't go wildly off in one direction. You know, it's not all work, no play. It's not put everything to the side and just take the month off. It's like you have to find that kind of equilibrium that's going to work for you, you know. It's for me also this beautiful sense of healing energy that's coming in to show you a new way of how you can reconcile this divine feminine and masculine energy within you and how that is expressed, you know, and that's going to make a difference for many of you in terms of the way that you interpret your value, the way you perceive yourself, and how that's being projected and then mirrored back to you by, you know, so many people in different situations. So we're really helping to soothe. We're giving this beautiful soothing elixir on so many emotional triggers. And, you know, of course, this is a time of year when we do tend to be even more sensitive Perhaps our minds are really wandering to, reflect on what's come, what's gone, the people that we no longer have around us who we'd like to be with. And, there's an awful lot that can rise up to the surface. And so Temperance comes in with this beautiful, angelic, ethereal energy. Of course, links into the sign of Sagittarius as well, just to say, look, it's okay to kind of take some time to process and give yourself some space to just really figure out what this means for you. But also don't let it stop you. There's a movement. You can see in Temperance the way the light is moving. And it's not for you to just stop dead and just kind of feel like, okay, I can't find a way through this. You will. Like, everything in this reading is showing that sense of movement forward. You just need to apply and harness some of that Emperor's energy, which is going to give you the gravitas and the weight and the kind of courage of your conviction to do the right thing, and to really feel the sense of empowerment that, is naturally yours. Don't let anyone or anything tell you anything different through this month of December, regardless of how you, are experiencing different situations. It doesn't matter if somebody takes something away from you or you find yourself without. It's no reflection on your value, your worth, like what you have to give and who you are as a person. Like, you've worked hard through this time to really reform and transform your sense of self. And this Knight of Swords energy is like, don't let that escape you. Don't let somebody rob you of that. It just feels like being in an energy where what somebody says or the actions that are taken that have a direct impact on you, that then make you feel less than, is no way to honor and respect everything that you are. And so it's a little bit of a kind of get strong in that moment and find a way to flood it with white light and white energy if it is going to be your experience through this month. And rest assured, there's going to be a lot of disruption that takes place through December, but there's a lot of really wonderful, sweet energies that are also coming in to be really supportive. Toward the end of the month, Uranus is trining with Mercury and the Sun, and it's the opportunity for us to lock in something really beautiful. Page of Cups coming in. It's almost like something that you thought would not be possible. Can pigs fly? I don't think so, but yet there's something about the way that events can unfold and conspire, that even in the backdrop of what looks like something possibly, disappointing or negative or less favourable, can have the most beautiful turnaround or end up with such a significant gift for you. So keep that in mind. We've got that amazing full moon in the sign of Cancer coming on the 30th of the month. Such a nurturing and safe kind of an energy that Cancer wants to deliver to us in that fourth house, affecting home and your family. And of course, the card of Chariot also links in to Cancer as well. Maybe that is a sign that you're dealing with, some of you. We've also got Scorpio coming through with this card of death, and even Gemini or a fellow air sign with the Knight of Swords coming through, possibly Aquarius or Libra. So if you are dealing with any of these energies, there is a lot of flux. There's a lot of changeable attitudes, but there's also a lot of possibility and potential here that can be worked on. I think for many of you who are looking at trying to make significant progress in a short period of time, there's never been a better time in 2020 to make it happen, which might seem a little crazy, but it is the case. It's just like you can probably get more done in a couple of days in December than it might have taken you 2 or 3 weeks in any other month. It's just because you can harness that natural forward motion energy. And I really feel that you're starting to appreciate that Mars moving direct now, even though we're still a little bit in the shadow, but it's just picking up a pace and it's going to work very favourably for you. Okay, so let's take a look at these oracle cards and just see what's coming through to reflect your cards. Okay, wisdom in play. Our intuition knows more than we do. Okay, I mean, with the cups here, it's also, almost reminds me of a little bit of the temperance energy, isn't it? It's like trying to find that kind of moderation and balance, and she has this mask on her eyes. So it's like the things that are important through this month of December won't be seen with your physical eyes, they will be felt with a deeper sense of knowing. And, you know, like I said, pay attention, because the energy is going to feel very different to you. And that might not make sense until it really starts to happen for you through the course of this month. And how to explain it, I think you really just have to feel it. You have to feel what it means for you. It's just like, you know, you'll feel different in your body. You might feel more grounded than you ever have, more connected, more awake, more finding that sense of clarity, or looking at things just so differently. And so that wisdom that's coming is helping you. It's helping you to make sense that, you know, even where we have to sometimes make things look a bit messy and chaotic, we have to disrupt and change and bring that churn in. It actually is leading to something that is going to serve you in so many ways. Trusting your instincts is going to be important, particularly if there are offers on the table or suggestions from people. And I would say, with the way that Knight of Swords comes through, particularly this month, perhaps important that you be a little bit discerning, and don't rush into anything too quickly. I'm not really aligning with the vibe of it. There's just something about kind of this sense of robbing a little bit something from you, or taking something from you that feels like it's not theirs to have. Now, that might just come in more lightly in terms of just like, you know, you doubting yourself a little bit, or just a bit of that energy psychic vampire type of a vibe, or somebody, you know, stepping forth and really trying to kind of take something from you. Regardless, your oracle card here, power, volcanoes, like you're going to feel stronger through this month of December in your own energy than you have for some time, Aries, because you're almost getting a window into what's coming next, and that will give you a boost. It will give you a boost. That's why I'm saying it's so important for you to stop and ask, what does this mean for me? Because it would be really easy to be looking in the wrong direction and interpret it one way, and if you call your energy back home, you're actually going to realize what a favorable position it's put you in. And when you're in this kind of an energy, then anything or anyone that's bringing this to your doorstep doesn't have a hope in hell's chance of actually making any kind of an impact, okay? So volcanoes bring new landmass, don't they? They create something where there was nothing that existed before it. And that's the power that you have right now. Very creative, generative, you know, consciously co-creating at the moment. And, you know, this amazing sort of energy that's coming through is really giving you so many of the raw ingredients, if you like. Now, you still have to bring them together to make that into something meaningful for you. And, you know, if that's in a specific area of your life that you want to see the progress, the energies are working to support you in that way. But rest assured, there's inevitable change that's going to happen through this month. And your best bet is to go with it, to ride the wave of it, but to be open and curious, and to keep researching, and to keep asking yourself repeatedly, you know, how you feel and what the highest perspective is. This is what's really going to make the difference, okay? So Aries, this is a general reading for the month of December. If you'd like to join me for the extended version, we're going to talk for another 20 minutes or so, and we'll just go into a little bit more detail and pull out some additional messages. What I'm going to do right now is just invite you to think about a question that might not have come up in the main spreads, and we'll also just pull a couple of cards for that as well, so we can go into that with a bit more detail. You can find the link for the extended reading in the description box underneath the video, okay? So just focusing on your question now. Perfect. All right, so let's just clarify this main spread. So just beginning with this Page of Swords energy coming through. Great time to be communicating, publishing, doing anything, you know, written or spoken, to support you, particularly if you're looking to draw more abundance towards you. It's almost like that. There's the key to unlock something. You know, we've got 5 and 6 of Pentacles here. So if you are finding some flux or change in your finances, it's almost like you hold the key within your own skill set and the potential to be able to, you know, make some magic happen. The Chariot is taking you away from that energy of the 10 of Wands, you know, bringing you back towards lighter times. Nice. But it's through the wisdom that you've gained and learned, you know. Hermit. So nice earth energies coming in there as well with the Hierophant and the Hermit, Taurus and Virgo. Really lending a hand to sort of ground you through all of the extraordinary things that are set to unfold through this month. Knight of Pentacles coming in. More job opportunities if that's important to some of you with the Sun. Beautiful positive energies coming in. Oh, that wants to fly out. Eight of Cups coming in with the Emperor. Okay, so maybe we are moving away from this figure who's been an important part of your life, you know, or maybe there's a journey that we need to make. Emotions attached to that with the Moon coming in. We'll look into that in a bit more detail. Messages here. Beautiful. 10 of Pentacles there. 4 of Wands and the Fool. Nice. Okay, so that's us got the King and the Queen of Wands coming through in your reading in December. Empress. I just see you rising in energy as we move through this month. Something just clicking into place for you. It's just you're going to look around your life and be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I put up with that for so long. Permanent change coming in. For the better. Okay, Tower and Ten of Swords, something going on there. There are going to be these unexpected events that always come through in eclipse season. Okay, and finally, Aries, for the extended reading, I'm also just doing a preview card for 2021. And it's just for us to look at what your guide is going to be for the next 12 months, just as a bit of a heads up really. And you can find my gift and guide series of readings that I've just launched for the season over on the website. Soul Journey, Divine Love and Your Path to Purpose, or individual personalized readings that you can have with me. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support throughout the year of 2020. I hope you have a beautiful month of December and it affords you some amazing breakthroughs. If you're joining me for the extended, thank you so much, and take care. I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye.